You are eager about taking thought beyond that which it has been before. That's the dominant eagerness we feel. We're not worried about you getting what you want. It is inevitable. And we are not concerned that sometimes you hold yourself vibrationally apart from what you want, because we know in time you will grow weary of the resistance that is self-inflicted, and you'll stop offering it, and then what you want will come. So your self-torture is not of concern to us either. And we are always appreciative of those like you who are willing to come and dialogue in a format like this as we discuss the truly leading edge nature of your environment. When you think about it, the now, the present in which you are focused, is always the leading edge environment, isn't it? And as you read your historical representations of things that have taken place in your time-space reality before, we notice that sometimes you put a different value or importance on that history. Maybe it's because when you're not living it, so you cannot assess it from your own point of view, as it is then later presented by some particular point of view, you are more willing to recognize it as truth or fact or evidence. Where when you are standing in your powerful now, witnessing from your unique perspective, you don't always just accept someone else's point of view. You recognize the variety in points of view. The reason that we are beginning in this way is because we want you to, by the end of this day today, come to the remembrance that there is not a philosophy on this planet that is the correct philosophy, no matter how big the platform is from which others are shouting that. You spend more time as humans arguing about who's right, about this, that, and the other, than you do about aligning with the guidance that comes forth from within. So when we have a law of attraction workshop and we put the emphasis in the only place where you have any power, which is upon your rediscovering and applying the art of allowing, which is your remembering that you are an extension of source that expands because of you, and that all of your work is about bringing the two vibrational aspects of you back into alignment. In other words, we want you to remember where the source of the love is that you are reaching for, so that you can find it regardless of what's going on around you. We want you to remember where the source of your power is, so that you can access it regardless of what's going on around you. We want you to no longer look to the approval or disapproval of someone you are living with, or someone that holds some sort of authority over you, to use it as your guidance, because every bit of that causes you to train yourself away from the guidance you were born with. And in all of it, it diminishes your power of your now. As we visit with most humans, you are more likely to pick up a book that was written you don't even know how many thousands of years ago, that has been regurgitated, and we're not talking about one book, there are many of them, that have been regurgitated by the next civilization, and the next, and the next, and the next, and the next, and the next. And it is amazing to us that any of you in this day and age, out here on this leading edge of thought, having gone so far beyond what anyone was even thinking about back then, but because it is written down and someone said to you, this is an important book, you subjugate your own current access to source and replace it with something so far less we can't even begin to describe the diminishment that it causes in you. You just cannot take someone else's word for your guidance and come even close to experiencing the true fulfillment that is available to you. You are source in physical form. And yet, you don't know it. You're not proud of your power and your uniqueness and your beingness. You're not confident in your statement of your own desire. You question if your desire is appropriate, and you doubt even when you are bold enough to identify a desire. You question your ability to get it. You have let other civilizations and even loud squeaking wheels in your current civilization become more dominant in your vibrational patterning often than the power of the vibration that pulses and beats within you. You are source energy in a physical body. You are an extension, a pure extension of source. You said, I'll go forth into the physical as an extension of this powerful, worthy, knowing, eager, ever-expanding being. And I will eagerly expand some more. And in the experience, which is perfectly set up, I will have the good fortune of interacting with so many others from so much variety of life and intention that I will uniquely be inspired, as will they, to new awarenesses and new conclusions, and most of all, to new desires that will be the basis of further expansion. And you said, and when life inspires me to want more, and I know it will, it always does, and I allow myself to move in the probability of that moreness, I will feel elation. But if my life inspires me to an improved idea, and I resist the idea of that expansion, but instead cling to the justification of why I want it, I will feel a discord within me that is the evidence of my not going with the flow of the expansion, and I will recognize by the uncomfortable way that I feel that I've put my own brakes on to my own expansion. You said, it will not be necessary for me to seek approval of others, but it will be of benefit for me to interact with others because they will be the basis of my inspiration for expansion, as I may be the inspiration for their basis of expansion. And so we will mix it up together, and we will come to new ideas of what will be improvement. When we are sick, we will ask for more wellness. When we are unstable, we will ask for more stability. When we have not enough of something that we want, like food or shelter, we will ask for more of it. When we see others that are experiencing the absence of something they need, we will ask for it. We will go forth into the physical environment, every one of you said this, and we will be inspired to not fix what's broken, but to expand beyond what is, because eternity insists on expansion, and expansion insists on variety or contrast. And so you said, what a perfect place. You didn't say, I will go forth and take the existing ideas and with the help of others whittle them down to a few good ideas, and then get very forceful about getting others to agree with them and participate in them. And if you could have achieved such a ridiculous idea, you would come to endedness. But you cannot achieve that ridiculous idea because your intentionality and your knowledge from your source perspective is such that you keep coming back eagerly, and you keep mixing it up in new ways, and you keep coming to new desires, and you make your requests vibrationally, not verbally. You cannot stand in a place of absence of something wanted without an increased desire for the presence of it to come forth within you. In other words, you live in a vibrational universe and you are vibrational beings, which means your words do not matter at all. Oh, it's satisfying when you get your words to line up with your vibration. There's a harmony in that is delicious, just like when you get your action to line up with your vibration. There's a satisfaction that is indescribable. But you are not making your request to the universe with your words. You are making your requests vibrationally. And as you utter your vibrations, which you do all day, every day, law of attraction responds to the vibrational utterance. The thing that most people still don't realize, even though we've been speaking it rather deliberately and loudly for a while, is that the vibrational offering that comes forth from you is not only the vibration of you right here in this minute as you're observing whatever you're observing. When you give your attention to something, you offer a vibration about it. So if you see something you don't like, you're offering a vibration of what you don't want. If you see something you do want, you're offering a vibration of what you do want. And the universe is responding to your vibration and giving you more of it. Every time you shout no at something, it's the same thing in this attraction-based universe as saying, come to me, this thing I do not want. When you shout yes at something, it's the same thing as saying, come to me, this thing I do want. But even over above that vibrational thing you've got going on, there's another part of you that is always asking for what you really want from the perspective of who you really are. And that's the vibrational part of you that we want you to become aware of. That's the vibrational relationship that we want you to tend to. We want you to be aware that from your non-physical perspective, you are offering a vibration. In other words, who you really are, that part of you that you know existed before you were born, still exists in the non-physical realm. Just like the electricity still goes through the walls, even though the toaster's toasting the toast. The electricity in the walls does not become the toaster, and the soul, source, God force part of you does not become physical with you. You are an extension of it. There are two vibrational vantage points. And the source within you has an opinion of you that often you defy with your opinion of you that doesn't match. Source within you adores you, and sometimes you don't, which means you've got a conflict going on that erupts in the feeling of negative emotion. You call it guilt or inappropriateness. You call it not enoughness. You call it unworthiness. But the feeling that you have when you are not loving yourself or someone else is nothing more than discord, because your current opinion, based upon whatever you were giving your attention to, clashes not just a little, but dramatically with who you really are and what you really know about whatever this subject is. You are a lover, and when you don't love, you cause discord. You are someone who expects things to go well, and when you find some pocket of something in your universe, in your world, that you fixate upon, that you use as your excuse not to feel good, as you watch CNN or any of the broadcasts or read something, as you listen about global warming, as you listen about the financial crises, as you listen to people complaining about this or that, and they're everywhere. You can always find someone to complain no matter what the subject is. Jerry and Esther have been eating the most unbelievably delicious meals. They've been in Australia for nearly a month and here, but gone from California for about a month. And each meal is a little nicer than the one before, but they have yet to find a perfect meal. Their standards just get higher and 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 higher. In other words, you can always find something to praise, and you can always find something that could be better than what you currently have. And it is just the inborn, natural God force seeking of never-ending, everlasting expansion that is at the heart of that. There is nothing in the world wrong and everything in the universe right with reaching for an improvement and improvement and improvement. But what goes wrong for you is after you reach for the improvement, you have to train yourself into expectation of it. You cannot continue to focus upon the absence of the improvement that you are seeking by focusing upon the very inspiration for the improvement. Did you hear that? Those were really, really, really good words. Something inspires you to ask for the improvement, which the larger part of you takes immediately. But then so often you keep looking at whatever went wrong, which was your inspiration to ask for the improvement, and you use it as your reason not to be a vibrational match to the improvement.